Good morning, Melissa and Murray. Leonard here. Just wanted to put together this video update for where I'm at with the website. So, Melissa, from our last meeting, the main focuses were the home page, the membership page, template, and a board of directors. So, for some of the things that we discussed, I didn't find a way to do them. So, I had to do a couple of workarounds. So, I'll get into those in a bit. So I think the home page will take the longest. I'll save that for last. I'll start with the board of directors page. Okay. So Melissa, I went ahead and filled in the photos. Pretty much all I did was take the LinkedIn profile picture, and I took the smallest picture and scaled each of those to that size. I think it was 200 by 200 pixels, just so that everything looked consistent on the page. The only issue is I don't have a picture. I wasn't able to find one for Susan. So if you had any on file, or if you could reach out to her, that would be great. Other than that, I'm not sure if you wanted to stay with the color scheme here. I remember you mentioned that the different colors do have some meaning, but I'm not sure if that's something we want to stick with. Yeah, and I know the other part to that was the page template. So if you go to the page templates menu, you'll actually see board of directors template. Yeah, so 2018 board page template. So whenever you need to create a new board page, you can just use this, or you can just duplicate that page. Let's say if you were putting together the page for 2019. And I assume the general circle page will have the same format, so you can use either method going forward. Okay, now for the membership page. Well, first let's look at the template. So this is one of the workarounds I had to figure out. So the big thing here was for the orange, you're only able to modify the color and the layout. So the issue is that for all of the site pages, we're using the FPA blue for the footer. So I wasn't able to find a way to create a separate version in the code and make it just orange. So obviously this doesn't look good. So what I did instead, I created not a template, but a dummy page. And so you can find that dummy page here at the very bottom of the site pages list. You can't see it here, but let's see if I can move this. Yeah, so it's at the very bottom here. So my suggestion, let's click on it so you can see. So at the template level, I'm not able to modify those sides, but here I'm actually able to modify it. I'm not sure why that's so, but I wasn't able to find a way to modify the side bar here on the left and right. But anyway, so if you ever need like a membership page, this follows the membership template. So you can just duplicate this page for whatever membership pages you need. I wasn't sure what we decided for this partner section. I'm not sure that needs to be taken out, but if so, just let me know. So that's the membership page. I already went over board of directors. Before I get to the home page, some of the other small changes I made, you'll see now all of the font is in Georgia face. So I was able to figure that out. Other than that, all of the color schemes should match the FPA palette. So I'm pretty much using mainly FPA blue and the FPA red. And then even for the text, I'm using FPA black. I realized that was a little different than just a pure black. Other than that, just going to check my notes here. Oh, yeah. And I'll get to that on the homepage, actually. Yeah, so those are the two main colors I'm using for the website. Okay, so, oh yeah, and one last thing. Melissa, you requested to use the black and white CFP board logo. So I replaced that. That was the largest one I could find. So if you have a bigger one on file, just send it over and I can add that. And then, of course, when you click it, it goes to the CFP.net site. The other request was to make the footer just one line, or the last line of the footer one line. So as we discussed, I removed the FPA of Greater Phoenix snippet right here. So we're able to get everything to fit. Okay, so I think we're ready to talk about the home page. Let's see. Okay, so I'll just go down the page here. So you'll notice I changed the slider images here in the hero area. When I really had a chance to look at some of those images, they weren't very high quality. They were kind of pixelated a bit. So I made sure to go out and find some images that were labeled for reuse. So you'll see this is a new image of Sedona. It's a lot clearer than the other one. This is a snapshot of the city of Phoenix at night. So a little bit clearer than that original image we were using. And then this is the same image of Camelback Mountain. You'll see here I figured out the centering issue, so that's there. And Melissa, I know this was a request from you some time ago, but I went ahead and added the buttons for About Membership, Join Our Chapter, and Renew Membership. So I think when we discussed this, you wanted each slide to have a different button. The way that the slideshow is set up is just one widget. So that wouldn't have been possible. The only way we could have done that is if we actually included like a fake button on the actual image. The only issue with that, if you're looking at the website from different devices, like on your mobile phone, I saw that the text here was overlapping with the image button. So that's why I went ahead and created real buttons here. So yeah, I think that's it. So About Membership, that goes to the main membership page. Join Our Chapter goes to join. So it takes people to the National FPA site. And Renew Membership, it goes to the National FPA site as well. So just let me know. I tried to use different colors here so that it was clear that these are different options. But let me know if you have any feedback on the colors. I think these are all from the main palette. Or even the verbiage I'm using here. Okay, so that's that. Let's see, anything else? I think that's it for the hero area. So I went ahead and I was able to add a little HTML so that R is now in a little circle. Now for the this section, the next event. So this is one of the things where I had to figure out a workaround. So for when you have two event widgets on a page, so this is the latest events and then this is the actual month. For some reason, it wouldn't pull the image and the text from the event page. Tried out a few different options, but I wasn't able to get that pulled. So the workaround here, and you can't see the layout, but this is actually two columns. And this is an image I pulled from the live FPA site in a brief snippet. So Melissa, I know your concern was, someone had to come back and update this later. Everything was in HTML and hard coded. So now this is an actual content widget. So all they would have to do, let's say if it's for the next event, is to update the image and then update the text here. And this is automatically updating based on the next event. And if it helps, I can actually I can pull the dimensions I'm using for the image, and then there definitely should be some type of um, character limit here, just so that it still stays pretty neat here. Because I think if you just kept typing, it'll kind of just go as far as it needs to. So that's that. Let me know if you have any concerns or questions about that. Um, Next is the calendar. So uh, Melissa, I kind of borrowed this from the alternative layout you created. Thought it was just looked better. So yeah, this is the calendar, and there's nothing showing. I think this next event is in November, but yeah, let's take a look. That actually might take a while since we're barely in March. So I'll let you two look at that part. And Melissa, I also borrowed this from the alternative layout. So we have our this is the message that was laid out on the left, and this is the message on the right about ambitions. So again, everything is in a 2-column format. And then you can see here, these are the graphics for the financial planner lifecycle, and then the graphic for the ambitions. So Murray, I know you created these, so you might notice they look a little bit different. I actually went back into the original image. I changed the text to Georgia, so that's consistent with everything else on the site. And I also changed the color scheme here to match the FPA colors. So I think we really need to figure out what we're going to do with this one. Because right now it's very difficult to read. I'm not that old, but I'm having trouble reading it. So what I suggest is we might want to create or add a link here, either here at the bottom of the graphic, where the user can click through to the ambitions page and they can see like the full non-scale view of it. So that's that. Yeah, nothing else to add there. And then finally the logo section, which only change here is the font. And I believe that's it for the homepage. And one thing, Melissa, we talked about adding different shadings, or I guess an overlay on the behind some of the sections here on the homepage. So I tried that. The issue is it'll cover everything within this box here, but then you'll still have this little sidebar area that would remain white. So it didn't look really good. Maybe you could test it out. Let me know what you think, because I know one thing we were talking about was the choppiness of the site, how we can improve it, and it just looked really choppy. Just didn't look good without it being spread across like that. I looked at the CSS. It looks like you can change the color of this, but you can't break it up into these little sections. So if you were to change the color, it would be the same color all the way down the page. So let me know what you think about that. Instead, I added these little divider lines. I think it have the same effect where it separates different sections. But yeah, just share any feedback you have on that. And I think that brings me to the end of my update. Just trying to make sure I'm not forgetting something here. And yeah, I know there were several pages, Melissa, you mentioned that were of San Diego and not the Phoenix area. So I went back and found a pretty good shot of the city skyline, but during the daytime. So you'll see that on some of the pages. Other than that, I think that's it. So Melissa Murray, please review, share any feedback. And if there are changes that are needed, just please send them over. If not, just give me the green light to push this live. And when we're ready to go live, I'll send you kind of a schedule and plan for how I'm going to push this. So I think that'll really help, you know, me being organized would definitely help. Everything goes more smoothly than last time. So that's it. And Melissa, if you wanted to chat about anything, I should be free after 2:30 your time. So just let me know. Okay. Well, thank you, and I look forward to your feedback.